slowly and surely your senses will cease to resist. You're snoring.
Sorry.
And hundreds of kinky fanfics were born.
Trust in me, and just in me. Shut your eyes and trust in me.
KAA is a python that has the ability to hypnotize anyone who looks into his eyes. The character is best known the way he is portrayed in the Disney film The Jungle Book, and its subsequent sequels and spin-offs. But as those of you who have a fraction of knowledge about literature should know, in the original stories about a child who was raised by animals within the jungles of India, KAA is a friend of the boy Mowgli and occasionally helps him in his adventures, such as subduing enemies thanks to his hypnotic powers. In the Disney universe, KAA is a secondary antagonist, somewhere on the villain scale between Shere Khan and King Louie. The main difference from the book is that he wants to eat Mowgli, which he has ample opportunity to do thanks to his hypnosis and the fact his whole body basically functions as a long, thick rope, but instead of simply swallowing the boy, KAA likes to toy with his prey, and by that I mean violating it. But I'll discuss that later. In the 1967 film, KAA was voiced by Disney regular Sterling Holloway, known for his distinct, rather high-pitched, and, in my opinion, thoroughly creepy voice.
Well, you can't win them all.
KAA is possibly the most different sounding of the characters Holloway voiced, simply through the use of a lisp that the character has, undoubtedly channeling the premise that snakes hiss, so a talking one would too, hence the impediment. Sterling Holloway died at a ripe old age in the early 1990s, and so one of the best voice actors and impressionists, Jim Cummings, voiced KAA in Saturday morning type cartoons and The Jungle Book too. And now let me show you that there is nothing civil about this serpent. This is the Chronicles of KAA. 10 minutes into the film, KAA makes his first appearance. Mowgli, or the man-cub as the animals have named him, is being escorted out of the jungle to civilization by Bagheera the panther, as Shere Khan, the tiger, who hates man, or humans because feminism and all that stuff, has returned to the area, making it unsafe for Mowgli to live in the jungle. Although they have only just begun their journey, they climb a tree to spend the night, because tigers can't climb trees. Mowgli doesn't want to leave the jungle and can take care of himself because he's a big boy, so refuses to go to sleep. And because Bagheera is the worst bodyguard ever, he turns his back on the child and fails to hear the slithery serpent.
Say now, what have we here?
Oh, now, please go to sleep, man. Come.
This gives KAA an idea, and this is the introduction to his hypnotic and hentai, I mean not hentai, methods.
I'm so f***ing high right now!
Now, no more talk till the morning.
He won't be here in the morning.
It seems that talking to someone who is half asleep can result in them hearing what you say, and thus Bagheera gives KAA a mighty slap, resulting in Mowgli being awoken by a crushing of the prepubescent testicles. And it's lucky KAA doesn't have fangs, considering Bagheera slapped him in the mouth.
Hold it, KAA!
But it seems KAA now intends to make Bagheera stiff. Stiff as in dead, not the equivocal interpretation, you dirty viewers. While KAA does his thing, Mowgli pushes the bottom half of the python's body off the tree, quickly dragging the front half down with it. Mowgli shows his gratitude that Bagheera saved him from that situation by slapping his face.
What?
But I thought the only way to awaken someone from a trance was to smack them in the bollocks with a tree branch. Which is it, Walt Disney? I want answers. You win this time. Well, that joke was dark and unfunny, so Car starts to slither away, vowing revenge when...
Bagheera, he's got a knot in his tail.
He's got a knot in his tail. This is going to slow down my slithering.
If that moment didn't make you laugh, don't worry, they repeat it later on. Spoilers. 42 minutes after this, Car makes his second appearance by scooping Mowgli up from the ground and into the tree branch he is wrapped around.
Car!
Incidentally, Mowgli has just run away from Bagheera and his new friend Baloo the bear. Now knowing what Car is capable of, Mowgli tries to avoid his glance.
You don't want me to look at you? Then you look at me.
The cunning python pretends to be offended by this and mentions that he can help the boy remain in the jungle. At first Mowgli is intrigued by this, but then turns away, claiming he no longer trusts people, or in this film's case, animals. But Car uses his long, flexible body and manages to hold Mowgli back and tricks him into looking into his eyes, placing the boy into a trance.
Trust in me, just in me.
This rather seductive-sounding song, at least in the context of the scene, was going to be used in Disney's Mary Poppins during a sequence called The Land of Sand, which, like a surprising amount of songs composed for the movie, was cancelled before filming began. During the song, Car basically plays with his food by using his tail to toss and twirl the sleepwalking Mowgli. Just as the python is about to shut up and eat up, he is interrupted by Shere Khan, who happened to be passing and wants to know who Car is singing to.
Forgive me if I've interrupted anything.
Oh, no, nothing at all.
The thoroughly cowardly creeper lies to the villainous tiger, presumably because he wants the man-cub sandwich all to himself. Well, he certainly looks a tasty treat. I did not just say that. Here, Car's hypnosis abilities are in fact referred to as such.
I can't sleep, so I sing myself to sleep. You know, self-hypnosis. Let me show you how it works.
But Shere Khan is having none of that nonsense.
No, I can't be bothered with that. I have no time for that sort of nonsense.
Oh, rather, old chap. He's British, you know. Mowgli unknowingly almost gives the game away as he starts snoring, but Car manages to fib his way out of the moment. Shere Khan leaves, so at least Car can eat the Indian child with the American accent. Nope, Car messes up again simply by shivering, which wakes Mowgli up and simultaneously releases him from the coils. Car then gets the same treatment as before. Literally, they reused the animation. Though they did have to repaint it from night to day, so...
Ooh.
What he said. Mowgli moans to Car about the fact he tried to molest and eat him. Crybaby. And Car disappears into reused animation once again as his tail gets caught in another twig, which somehow stops him in his tracks, even though he can bench press a 10-year-old, and he limps away, vowing he never wants to see Mowgli ever again.
Ooh, my sacroiliac.
Here's an educational fact, viewers. The sacroiliac is a bone joint located between the base of the spine and your pelvis. And yes, real snakes do have bones. The Jungle Book was the last thing Walt Disney gave the green light to, as he died 10 months before the film was released. And on that cheerful note,
look for the bare necessities.
29 years later, in 1996, a spin-off of the film was created for a kids' TV series called Jungle Cubs. The show shows us the adventures of the animal characters back when they were growing up, and were apparently a group of friends. Think of All Grown Up, but in reverse, with animals instead of humans, and less trials and tribulations of high school, and more, we can do whatever we want because we live in the jungle. And we're animals. Why did I pick this as an example? The series did have a feeling of progression. In other words, each episode wasn't necessarily a rinse and repeat formula. Well, okay, it was, but there was a sense that the characters themselves were moving on and becoming more distant from each other, particularly Shere Khan, who, as we know, will grow up to become a malicious killer. But this video is not supposed to be focusing on Shere Khan. It is supposed to be focusing on KAA. KAA doesn't really do an awful lot in this series, other than occasionally being used as a lackey for one of the Cubs' schemes. He can't even put his skills as a hypnotist to any use, as he has yet to perfect it. Jungle Cubs ran for 2 years, and only 21 episodes in total were made. I shan't be going over any particular episodes where KAA's role was central to the plot, because, well, I tried watching Jungle Cubs when I was a child and didn't get into it. And I tried again a few weeks ago, and was put off even more. IMDb doesn't think too highly of it either. A great cartoon for the first 2 seasons? They only made 2 seasons. The most likely movie villain to win a staring contest? What the what? Moving on. Between 2001 and 2003, KAA was one of hundreds of Disney characters to cameo in another children's TV series called House of Mouse. KAA was shown once or twice being either evil or cowardly, and did try to hypnotize Mickey and Minnie in the special episode where the villains take over the restaurant. Unlike Jungle Cubs, if you have somehow managed to avoid House of Mouse and are a fan of Disney films and want to see some old characters interacting with newer ones, then I strongly suggest you check it out, though prepare to be disappointed by the lack of original voice actors.
It's you, huh?
Yeah, it's me, I guess.
In 2003, The Jungle Book got the normally dismal Disney sequel treatment. The film presumably takes place a mere year or 2 after the events of the first film, and revolves around Mowgli wanting to return to the jungle to see all his animal friends again. Oh no, wait, sod that Bagheera twit. It's not like he cared about Mowgli.
Hold it, Ka! I'll have no man cub in my jungle! Hold it! Hold it!
What a bastard. After Shere Khan attacks the man village, which kinda means the whole purpose of the first film was a waste of time, Mowgli's reunion with Baloo is spied upon by the hungry python, who seems to have gotten greener between films.
It's the succulent man cub.
The sequence that follows is thus. Mowgli and Baloo sing and dance to the popular classic Bare Necessities, and while doing so, manage to hit, smack, and bash Kaa without either of them noticing. Somehow. Less than a minute later, Shanti, the girl who lured Mowgli into the village, is wandering around the jungle looking for him, and comes across Kaa instead.
With a little snack. Ooh. Excuse me.
Color sky, Havana Lake. Color sky, rose carmethine. Where your love like heaven. Where your love like heaven.
Is Kaa finally going to get the break he surely deserves? Of course not. Before he can ingest the girl...
What are you doing here?
I believe the correct line should have been, "What was that snake doing with his tail while I was in a trance?" Boo. So the annoying little shih tzu manages to send Car flying into the distance. Somehow.
I've got a lovely bunch of
Now, to this film's credit, I do like how this next short sequence was done.
Well, I do, you know. I'd love to stay and shoot the breeze and all, but...
Oh, please don't insult my intelligence. It makes me irritable. Where is he?
He's the swamp. He's at the swamp.
Well, you're clearly lying, but I'll go there anyway, because...
That snake lied to me.
Well, duh.
Trust in me.
Yeah, Shere Khan was definitely looking into Car's eyes there, so why no sleepy?
I take it out myself, but I'm afraid I'd slow you down. Indigestion and all.
And he's gone. Yep, Car appears 30 minutes into the film, and 5 minutes later, he's out of it. How brief and unimportant was Car's appearance in the film? Well, the plot synopsis on Wikipedia doesn't even mention him, so yeah, quite threadbare. So Car the Hypnotizing Python, a humorous creation, or a naughty perversion? Let's talk about his fans. The creation of the internet allowed anonymous people all over the world to voice their opinions and start communities with other strangers who are interested in the same things. Things that, for whatever reason, they cannot simply discuss with their friends or family. And the way certain people interpreted Disney's version of Car is one of these. The main reason I am choosing to talk about this is because, well... unless you have safety search on to the max, you can't really look up Car on Google Images or YouTube without some eyebrow-raising results. And after all, it is an established fact that the internet is for porn.
Internet is for porn!
But it depends where you draw the line between innocence and I see what they're getting at. Just check out the website DeviantArt. If you search for Car there, you'll find photoshopped pictures or drawings fans upload several times a day. There is also fan fiction people have written involving Car. Seriously, why spend time writing your sexual fantasies when you can just imagine them while masturbating? Which leads to the frank truth of the matter that, within the internet at least, Car is a symbol of kinkiness, or to put it another way, a fetish. Now, I am not saying that to be into such fantasies is wrong, and I'm not saying that Walt Disney deliberately gave an okay to the aurora of eroticism that some people have smothered this character with. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that you will like this video and subscribe to my channel. Or don't if you'd rather not, seeing as how I may have just ruined some of your childhoods. Goodbye, everybody. On second thoughts, forget liking and subscribing. I want all of you women watching to send me your underwear. But make sure you wash them first.